Michael Badgley will kick it deep. And Derwin James and Keith Gavin are the return men. James had a touchdown called back last week. James Blackman was a year old then. And they run the ball on first down. Past the 35-yard line. Jaquez Patrick still going. Patrick all the way near the Miami 40. What a great way to start the game if you're Noel. 30. At the 37-yard line of Miami. Blackman forced out of the pocket. An excellent job by Miami downfield covering. And then Chad Thomas chasing Blackman out of play. It's fourth down.
Or a knuckleball, anything over the top.
And Josh Sweat 6'6", hard to get it over that outstretched arm. 3rd and 3. And Walton is swallowed by DeMarcus Christmas. Fourth down. It all started with that great punt. On 3rd and 5, Blackman in trouble. Gets hit a couple of times and finally goes down a sack back at the 42-yard line. Kendrick Norton was there for the Canes. Among the top teams defensively. In every category, in particular tackles for loss, number 2.
Pressure off the right-hand side. McLeod coming in. He gets picked up, which frees up Shaq Quarterman. The sub
net as Kendrick Norton using Blackman's
shot downfield.
Miami daring him to do that, stack in the box with 8 guys. They try to run into that 8-man front. Patrick with a great reversal, and he's got room. Gets a block from his quarterback, and into Miami territory. He ripped off a 30-yard run on the first drive. That one goes for first down at the 35. And a huge running lane for Blackman, who dives to the 22-yard line. Or the 24-yard line now. This time he'll hand it off. Off the left side goes Patrick. Jaquez Patrick running all over this Miami defense so far. And for Aguayo's made his last 8 kicks. And that one is on the money, and Florida State with the early lead. Florida State back on offense. Blackman wide open in the middle of the field for a first down. Ryan Izzo, the tight end, just his 4th catch. They'll go back to the ground here, and it is Akers, the true freshman, staying in bounds, and then lowering the boom on the defender. A flag comes in, pushing and shoving per usual between these two teams. Redwine got lit up like a Cabernet on that one. Places Akers here. 3rd down and 6. Blackman, and the receiver didn't turn in time, and so Gavin, by the time he turned around, the ball was there, and he couldn't hang on. 4th down.
It's a great job by James Blackman.
3rd and 4 for Miami. Some movement up front. But no flag. Rozier trying to pick it up with his feet, and he's able to get the first down. Third down and 9. Rozier to the air. Wrapped up and brought down. Brian Burns. Last year, as a freshman, had almost 10 sacks. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage there, so it wouldn't officially here by Gavin. Blackman, and Gavin making the catch out near midfield. The Vikings obviously dealing with injury there in Minnesota this year, unfortunately. First down and more for Akers inside the Miami 40. He's going to throw it on 3rd down and 15. And over the middle, it's picked off. He threw it way over the head of the tight end Ryan Izzo, and Michael Jackson with a diving interception. Caught it with his glove. And they're trying to get the turnover chain. I mean, look, he's jumping up and down saying, "Where's my chain?" They give a necklace each time you get a turnover, and Michael Jackson's got it right now.
Of course, make sure he caught it. This ACC crew will look at it from every angle. Doesn't catch it initially, but does he secure it before he hits the ground?
3-0 Florida State at halftime. Let's go back to the studio.
Defensive front seven for Florida State.
And especially if your number one tailback's not 100%. That was a terrific throw by Rozier. That conservatively and go for field position. Nope, they're going to let Rozier sling it, and he's looking downfield. How did a receiver get open? Amon Richards on 3rd and 20 down the sideline, and they moved to
Safety in the gap there.
Actually, that was a great play.
31-yard try. Badgley to tie the game. And we're even at 3 apiece.
Kick is good. Florida State 3, Miami 3.
Jacquez Patrick out there as well. Remember, he got dinged a little bit in the first half. Play action. Blackman being chased. Good job by the tight end not to hold. Blackman's pass. Dangerous throw. It's picked off. D. Delaney on the interception, and Miami takes over in Florida State territory at Canes.
Blackman getting out and making a very bad decision. Throwing into double coverage to the corner route. He had a wide receiver about 6 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Rozier on 3rd and long. Receiver comes open again. Amon Richards somehow gets open on 3rd down and long. Last win for the Canes was here in 2009. And here's a deep ball into the end zone. Overthrown and intercepted. Picked off by the true freshman Stanford Samuels in the end zone for a touchback.
Just when Miami had seized all the momentum, Florida State's defense comes up big again. This time.
So hard. Line drive. Berrios from the 35-yard line. Penalty marker down, as there isn't just about every kick. Berrios inside the 40-yard line. Berrios tackled at the 20. The official picked up the flag.
There wasn't a penalty.
Hey, he meant to throw
Threw
his
the
mark.
flag thrown.
And look at the official.
You assume it's coming back.
You can see the flag fly in there, but he ran right to it, embarrassingly enough, grabbed the flag, put it in his pocket, and then threw the beanbag.
Hoping nobody would see it.
But you got to think Florida State. Pass play. Rozier looking end zone. Back shoulder throw. Berrios touchdown Miami.
About Braxton Berrios, the punt return, and then getting rewarded with the seam route and the back shoulder catch.
Let's see how that impacts the confidence of Blackman. Maybe gets him going. They run Akers. Beautiful cutback by Akers. Right behind a teammate, cutting it back.
Putting the starters back in for 3rd down.
3rd and 16. They'll let Blackman throw it. He's in trouble. Gets hit. And it's incomplete. Joe Jackson had pressure. And pushing and shoving after the play. Derek Kelly shoves Joe Jackson. But for now, the officials keeping hold of their flags. Florida State takes over on the 23. And they run the ball. Nice hole. Akers bouncing off tacklers. And he's free at midfield. Into Cane territory. The true freshman. Not the quarterback. But it's Akers with the big play here in the 4th quarter.
This has been Florida State's bread and butter all day. Under center. Downhill. Rushing attack. And Cam Akers in the open.
Going into the year thinking he was going to be the backup until Francois' injury. Blackman throws here, and it's caught for a 1st down inside the 20 by George Campbell all the way to the 15. From the 15 of Miami. 4-man rush for the Hurricanes. Blackman wide open, touchdown Izzo! Blackman gets it done on 3rd and 10, and the
This kid has it. The ability to bounce back after a bad decision. Comes right back, throws a strike.
What goes on in the mind of a kicker? But you wonder, those two guys we just saw, are they thinking about the history of this rivalry? Long throw by Blackman, pulled in Miami territory for a first down. On the last third down, and he threw a touchdown pass. He'll throw it here, and he's got Tate for another first down. Tate inside the 30, down to near the 25. No problem for Aguayo. From the Keene 25. Rozier pulls it down, gets leveled as he throws, and he completes it to Berrios, who's made every play for Florida State. Rozier recognizes it, and wide open is Herndon, the tight end, into Florida State territory. Stiff arms the defender, all the way down to the 22.
Career, a junior, but not a lot of starts.
Rozier to the air, lobs it, end zone. Berrios! He got it, touchdown! Miami back in front. How about this kid?
What a stud. Let's make sure he secures it, of course. Clearly in bounds, feet down, ball doesn't move, touch.
But enough time here for Florida State to mark down. Miami bringing pressure, and that pass is caught. Izzo, who had the touchdown earlier, out near the 40-yard line. Only one incompletion in his last 3 possessions. Over the middle, it's pulled in by Auden Tate, making an appearance here in the 4th quarter. Tate battling his shoulder injuries, made a cut. 7-yard line of Miami. Blackman hangs in the pocket, and it's pulled in by Murray, and Nooney is near the 20-yard line. See if they give it to him again. Play action. There's a receiver wide open. It's Tate. Touchdown FSU. He comes back in a big way with the go-ahead score.
Time again over the course of the first 4 games of this season. Inexperience in the back end for the Hurricanes comes back to get them there as they let the best wide receiver for Florida State run free for the go-ahead score. But how about this true freshman?
Yard line. Rozier steps up, and the receiver Berrios comes free for the first down. Why not? Try him again. They're going to run it again. Homer breaks a tackle, and he is in Badgley's field goal range. He's at the 34-yard line, and he's going to throw it on 3rd and long. Berrios on the catch, breaks the tackle, picks up the first down, and out of bounds with 11.
Out of your hands immediately.
Although they do have that one timeout left. Rozier going to take a shot, and it is caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! Darrell Langham with the grab. Canes in front. 6 seconds left. There is a penalty marker down at the 2-yard line. And Malik Rozier with a beautiful throw. Langham with the catch. And is he down? Well, his knee's down. The question is, does the ball cross the... The only thing is you can't see the stripe.
Right. You can't see exactly where the goal line begins. You can see the pylon, and you also can't see his knee from that angle either. So you don't know exactly where it went down. You can assume, but it's really difficult to tell.
Field stands.
And there it is. Darrell Langham, 3 catches all season. First time we called his number today.
11 seconds left. Rozier knows he still has a touchdown in his hip pocket.
Miami ends the streak. Florida State's 7-game win streak over the Hurricanes is over. Miami stays undefeated. The Canes win in Tallahassee. On to Bama, A&M, and Joe Tess.